Hello and welcome to MCC Second Season TV International Show. My name is John David and I'm the business coordinator at MCC and also the host for this show. Before I start today's show, I would like to share with you some information. A couple weeks ago, I went to Orlando, Florida, and I participated in the CCID conference for this year, which is the Community Colleges for International Development Conference. And it was like for 4 days. It was great conference. We had great speakers from State Department, for example, from immigration, from other countries, from Fulbright mission, and so on. Really, during that conference, we discussed a lot of issues in regard to globalization of the educational system at the community colleges level in United States. We had people from all over the United States, plus people from 25 countries participated and attended this conference in Florida. I would like just to give you a simple idea about some of the topics, for example, that we discussed there and we talk about. For example, understanding the Middle East, how to implement Arabic and the Middle East studies programs at the community college level. It was a very great program. I was surprised to learn that a lot of community colleges from all over the United States are implementing now a Middle Eastern program or cultural program or Arabic language program and so on into their, again, educational, list of courses that students can take and they will be available for them to take. Another, for example, things that we talk about it is the opportunities for international partnership with higher education for development, for example. That's another major topic that we discuss. From college to university, that's another also topic we discuss. International and intercultural training in the classroom, community, and beyond. That was unbelievable, really, session. I mean, talk about like how the community and the college have to come together and do help each other and support each other in hosting, for example, international students, in supporting any international programs that the college is doing or planning to do, for example, in the future. Global partnership, for example, another topic that we talk about. Education USA 101, getting started, and globalization. Partner local to go global. That was an unbelievable session that I attended again and again. We need definitely the support from our community in order to implement some of these programs here at MCC. And as you know, throughout different programs from MCC and throughout this show now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to share with you our information, our news, what we are doing in regard to international projects, whether it's in Amman, Jordan, or a study abroad program to Egypt, for example, or a program in Yemen, a partnership with Yemen, or, for example, this summer, for example, when one of our teachers, Marshall McDonald's, will be leading a group of students to go and spend a month learning agricultural techniques in Denmark, for example. So these are very important things that we want you to know about it because we want our community to be supportive of this, and we want our community, of course, to be, again, not just supportive, we want them to know about what we are doing. Anyway, with that, I would like to now go back to this show, or today's show, and introduce my, again, guest. My guest today, his name is Eric Akakpo from Togo. And I'm hoping, Eric, that I pronounce your last name right.
Oh, yes, you did.
I'm glad to know that. Eric, I'm glad to have you on my show again. And simply what we're going to do is we're going to give our audience an idea about, your country, your native country. We're going to give them an idea about why did you come to United States and especially to Muscatine and MCC? And when did you come here? And things like that, talking about the traditions in your country, comparing that to traditions here in United States and so on. So it will be very informal. It will be, very nice. You can joke if you want. You can laugh. It's fine with me. Okay, Eric? So it's good to have you again on the show. And I would like to start by asking you to introduce yourself. Give me your name, if you want to talk about your family, whatever you want to say.
Oh, yeah. Before starting, I would like to tell you I'm very glad to be here. And really, my name is Eric Akakpo. I'm from Togo. I'm living in Muscatine, Iowa, 3 months ago. And
so you moved to Muscatine 3 months ago?
Oh, I'm living in USA 3 months ago.
Oh my God! So you are new also to the US?
Yes. Mm.
Wow, that's really great. I mean, I see your English even is good too.
Okay, I'm very happy. And I left Togo in November, the last November, the 8th November, and I was here in 10 November, something like this, and I was here in 10 November,
Good.
2010. And, Africa, especially Togo, mainly Togo, is quite different from America, we know. In Togo, we have many things which are different from America, like, you see, in matter of cultures, tradition, and I can say that when I came here, I was very surprised to see many difference. Didn't know there are many differences.
Give me one thing, Eric, that is different. For example, you said you were surprised when you start seeing things here.
Yeah, of course. When I take the way people are living here, and in Togo, by example, most of people, when you see somebody when you see, by example, your uncle or your family in the way you will talk to him, you say, "Hey, morning." It's not like this. You see somebody, it's not like, you will know that there is a big difference in matter of culture, that if you see somebody like somebody who's older than you say good morning with how can I say, with a lot of
So you are saying like it's more like when you talk to somebody who's older than you will be talking in a different way than the way we talk
with
here.
your friends and something like this.
Yeah.
And I remarked that I noticed that here there is something we call, there is how you call it, liberty something here, and people here are very free and very things like this. And moreover, I remarked that in matter of culture, like the way what we eat in Togo or in Africa is quite different from what people used to eat here in America. And I got some problem when I came here. First, even in the planes, I couldn't eat some food they give me, just because it's quite different from whatever I used to eat in Togo. And I get
so the quality of the food,
quality,
the type of the food is
different from what we used to eat in Togo. And you will get some view whenever you go into some pictures that I will come. You will get some view on it. And of course, in Muscatine, I chose Muscatine just because, my parents were living here before I came the past 5 years in America. And like I've said, I'm here only 3 months ago. I'm here just because my parents also are here. And what determines their choices, what is at the base of their choices, Muscatine, I don't know, but the simple things I can say that my parents would like somewhere where education can be high, can be at a top level. And I noticed that in Muscatin, exactly in Muscatin, there is something we call, that is, people in Muscatin are, how can I say, they are ready to work. They are something, the education in Muscatin, when you, by example, just me give an example.
Okay.
If you are breeding some students, you want them to have big educational quality.
The quality of education, yeah.
You don't want them to have
a good quality.
Good quality of education. You need to give them an environment where they will have the opportunity to work, to be away from, how can I say
big cities?
No, away from big cities.
And the problems and stuff like
yes,
that.
Of course. When you are living you are not living in big cities, children have the opportunity to learn more. Just why? There is no some extra activities that will take them away from their ambition. They got the opportunity to learn. They are not working every time wherever. I don't think just working all over the country. Just
we don't have a lot of things that distract them from the study and from doing their work and so on. I agree with you. You know, Eric, I would like to ask you a question about, your normal day in Togo. Well, before you moved to US and to Muscatin, what do you used to do? I mean, from like morning when you wake up all the way till you go back to sleep, what did you do?
Oh, exactly. In Togo, people from Monday to Friday is work days. Morning to, I think, 6 o'clock p.m. Morning, 6 o'clock activities is finished. Activity finished. I want to talk about works is finished, and everybody's at home from 6 p.m. to until the morning. If you want to do something, some activity you want to do, you got time for this, and what I would like to say that from Monday to Friday is work time, but in the weekend there are more activity. Oh my God! In Togo, we got more activity in the weeks.
Give me example. What do you do on Saturday and Sunday?
On Saturday, Togo is a country which is closer to the sea, closer to the sea, and on Saturday, if you don't play soccer, you are at the beach.
So people go and swim?
Yes, just swim. There are many activities in Togo you can see. If you don't play soccer, you got to swim. You have to go and swim. Just go and drink something like this, or there are some extra activity that we have here. If the government initiates some, how do you call it, activities for young people, if you are home in the weekends, you can go and just to find all your friends, be in groups, and there are many activities in Togo when you.
That's good. Well, in terms of tradition and culture, can you describe something that you do in Togo that is different here, even though you have been just here for 3 months? But I mean, can you describe, for example, a wedding, or when you go and pray, or something like that? I mean, can you describe that for us, please?
A wedding. We have official, traditional wedding in Togo. Is first of all, you got to see the, there are families who are, when we have a wedding, it is public manifestation, it's ceremonies, and there are some ceremony we got to do before people before they
get married.
They get married. First of all, there are some, how can I call it? And we call in our country, or in English we call it calabash. We have most of the time we have some calabash, and we put, how do you call it, some powder of maize corn, and we used to make it on the floor just to how can I say it?
You can describe it. I mean, it's okay. I mean,
this water with powder is left on the floor just to enable to. We used to say that ancestor should drink.
Ah, okay.
That's something like this, because when there is a wedding in the olden days, before two people get married, we have to ask ancestor if the marriage is something which is acceptable, something.
So the family makes those kind of decisions,
yes,
right, on the behalf of the bride and the groom.
No, none this. The two people, they can decide. They have to decide if they want to get married. You can marry somebody by force. No, that's not like this. You decide you want to marry. You have to get married, and we ask some ancestor. If, by example, there is in your family, there is some sickness in your family, I don't know, something like there is some sickness in your family, or the event, what's happened in your family some years before, if this event can enable you to be together, because there are some family who do not eat some foods.
Okay.
Yeah, and the second family eats also some food and something like this, and you got to know what you or your brides do not eat.
Okay. And do you have like some sort of like special dances?
Yeah, we have many
during
dances.
Weddings and so on.
On wedding days, there are many dances. Apart from European dances and American dances, we have some traditional dances that we call. Those one we call agbaja.
Okay.
We have agbaja, and that is what we call. It's like this we call it in Togo.
Yeah, and soon, Eric, as a matter of fact, our producer Chad gonna start like rolling some pictures on the screen. So as he starts rolling the pictures, I would like to start asking you questions about what we see, and if you can describe each picture in a brief way. But yeah, it's different. And for example, here we see the first picture on the screen. So can you explain to us what we are looking at, please?
Oh yeah, that is the flags of Togo.
Okay.
That is the flag of Togo, and that is the geographical situation of Togo.
So the map, and for our audience, Togo is located on the western part of Africa as a continent. But I see that part of the country is on the Atlantic Ocean. So when you are talking about going and swimming on Saturday and Sunday, so I assume you are going more like at that part of Togo or that country where you go on the beaches to swim, right? Good, that's good. So what we are looking at now
is a food, what we call a cakes in Togo. And that cake it's made especially in Togo, and with how we call it some heats.
So it's some kind of cake. Is it sweet or?
Yes,
So it is sweet.
it's a cakes. Baked cakes did with corns and sugar, mixed with sugar.
Uh-huh.
Some people add some eggs and mix with this.
With that too.
First of all, when you see it look like pizza, but it's not pizza.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you eat those cakes, oh my God, it's very, 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 very sweet like cake. It's very good. I like those cakes. You know, you can do those cakes simply if you take some corn powder and you have to mix it with some sugar, and if you want you can add mix whenever if you want.
Perfect.
And you can put it just if you want. There is
So
many
you
forms.
bake it in the oven.
You can do it with. It can be a cycle.
Yeah.
It can be also, I don't know, if you want a scale, everything you want,
Okay.
every form you want to
Okay.
give it.
Okay. So what are we seeing here? Is it like a local market?
It's like a local market.
Okay. So do you go like when you used to live in Togo, for example, so you will go to a place like that to buy, let's say, tomatoes and radishes and whatever you want. So those are the markets in Togo.
Yes, it's one of the
So
markets.
everything is fresh, I assume.
Oh yeah, really.
Wow,
Everything is
that's look at the pineapples there. Wow, they are really in the background. These are very good pictures. Okay, soccer. So what do we see now?
Oh, one of our stars in Togo.
What's his name?
Is Emmanuel Adebayo Shei, one of the best soccer players.
So he plays on the national team, Togo national team?
Playing national team, he is abroad also. He's now in Manchester City, and he started with Monaco, and soon after he continues with Arsenal, and after with Man City, and he's now in season his loan to play now with Real Madrid. He's a good soccer player, and thanks to him, we went to the the World Cup.
The World Cup. Yeah,
yeah.
Perfect.
And he's one of the best also in. His name is Benjamin Bukpeti.
I see Olympics signs
Yes,
on him. So he participated in the Olympics?
He went to the Olympic competitions.
Okay.
He
Perfect.
he got a bronze medal at Olympic
He got the bronze
medal
medal.
at
Okay.
Olympic.
Good
Olympic
for him.
competition.
Good for him.
He's Togolese. His mother is French. He's French, and his dad is Togolese.
Good for him.
That is the beach of Togo. The official beach of Togo.
So that's where people go and swim.
Oh, really? Just a look on the beach.
Okay.
This beach is very big and very large. This is not a small beach, a very good beach. And exactly, this is the harbor, the Togo harbor.
The harbor, yeah, okay. And that's where people mainly go and, spend some time also on weekends.
This place is not the beach.
It's not a swimming. Yeah, I know. You said the harbor, but
It's
it's
harbor. But Togo have only one harbor.
Okay.
It is at the coast. Exactly at Lomé. Lomé is the capital of Togo.
Yeah.
So the beach is at Lomé. Is in Lomé, and it is a very big harbor. And in the olden days, this harbor was called the Pier of West Africa.
okay.
Through this harbor, many articles, making are sent to all other country, like Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Benin, because
And I can see it's very clean too. It's very clean. I mean, you can tell. That's really nice. Okay, what do we see now?
And this picture is the Statue of Liberty.
So this is the Statue of Liberty in Togo.
In Togo.
Wow.
It's a dove.
So
we
people
usually call it in French Statue de la Liberté. Statue de la Liberté. And it's a dove of liberty. La colombe de la paix. The dove of liberty. And it is one of the symbols that talk about our independence. Because yes, this picture talk about our independence, or our nation, what is it, and how do we get the independence.
And you have that in the capital, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what do we see now here?
This picture is talking about Tamberma houses.
So these are like traditional houses? That's where people live?
Yes, since the 17th century.
17th century.
These houses have many stories. It is a historical site that we left for the next generation. Those houses used to talk about, in the olden days, in 17th centuries, we got some, in olden day we have some wars, and people, to protect themselves against warriors from others, from all over the world, used to build those houses, those traditional houses. There is something I would like to say about those houses. Those have only one door, exactly. To pass through, there is only one door, and you can only pass by the back. You can enter the room.
You mean you have to go backward to get into the room?
To get in the room, you have to go to backward to enable if anybody is in those rooms, if there is some warrior who are coming in the room, they can't go in the room they can only pass through the back wall, and they can only walk by the back to get in the room, so that facilitate to the owners of the house to be aware and to stop them from what they want to do. If they are warriors who are coming in the room, you can kill anybody by the back. If you have somebody in the room, he will probably get you and stop you before you do something against them.
Okay.
And
that's very nice. And this is another one, I assume. Wow, these are really nice. I mean, I'm really glad, Eric, that you shared the pictures with us, and I'm hoping that our audience enjoyed also the pictures that we just shared with everybody, because I myself, I always heard about Togo as a country, but I never had really the information that I have now by just talking to you and by hosting you on this show. So I'm really happy that that you shared this information with us and the pictures with us. Eric, I want to move a little bit and ask you a quick question here. What do you do at MCC?
Me, at the MCC, I'm just continuing my studies.
So how many classes are you taking?
Just right now, I'm taking 2 classes.
2 classes, and do you have any idea what will be your major?
Well, for the moment, I would like to be in the engineering. After my studies, I would like to be in industrial engineering.
Industrial engineering.
And
Good.
my really future ambition, apart from getting my studies, is I know it's not in. I would like to be a professional soccer player. That's one my ambition, and really, and if exactly now I'm doing my studies, I would like to to have some credential and before continue on my studies.
So you love soccer, that
I
means.
love so much soccer.
Everybody outside the United States loves soccer. Even in the United States, it's becoming now more and more common and famous sport. A lot of people are trying to, practice, exercise, and learn how to play soccer. And people from outside the United States, definitely soccer is the number one game for them. For me, I wait every 4 years to watch, the World Cup and watch, great soccer games and so on. Well, Eric, I would like to ask you to say something in your own language, even if it's one sentence, in your own language, so that our audience will at least get an idea about, your language. And then if you translate that into English, please.
Language is everything. And I can say something even. Dogbene miato kole Togo ame kola si New York wala be ya le pumpo se me juantilo dogbene honyo kikike kole Togo.
Now what it means in English?
That means simply I'm just greeting people who are in Togo and who are also in America, and I'm just talking, I'm giving just a message to Togo, is that I'm just telling good news about Togo. And whatever, I know if the language is quite different and the way of speaking is quite different from the American people's way of talking, I'm just giving them a point of view or an opinion about Togo and how we usually live our life here in Togo. And I would like to add that the flags of Togo that we just watched right now have many signification. In the green ones, which we just talk about, we just see on the TV, the green one means agriculture, hope that we have in Togo. And the red ones mean also many things for us. The red ones, where you want to talk, talk about a red color here. Within there is a star. There is a star. The white star, it means simply the life. Apart from life, it means also many things like the peace also. And we have the yellow one. The yellow one means also the yellow ones, 2 yellow ones here. Uh-huh. The yellow ones means the wealth or the resources, the natural resources that we have on Togo, and the faith that the hard work will lead us to prosperity.
Well, Eric, I'm really happy to have you on the show today and to host you, and I'm really happy that you shared all this information with me and with the audience. Really, I mean, I never ever thought like maybe I will have someone on the show from Togo, to be honest with you, and I'm very glad to have you here. It's you made this show very special, I'm sure, and many thanks for accepting my invitation to be a guest on this show today. So thanks a lot, and as you see, every show brings you more and more informations about different countries or other countries around the globe. I think that's the beauty of this show, is sharing the traditions and the cultures of other countries with all of us and with all of you too. So if you have any question and or comment, please call me at 563-288-6064, or you can email me at jdebit@eicc.edu. Till next time, Muscatine, bye-bye.